Hi everyone, I want to show you a layout I did yesterday. I love to play along with C.S.I every week. C.S.I stands for Color Stories Inspiration, and somehow they always inspire me, and I just get inspired and love to play along. For those of you that don't know, it's a Ning site. And each week they give you a case file. In fact, this little section here and this little section is what you get each week. You get a case file, and then there's a little photo which they call the scene. And in that photo, from that photo, they take 5 colors that you have to use on your layout. And then next to the photo they have what they call evidence and testimony, and you need to use 2 pieces of evidence and 1 jump off point from the testimony section. So I loved this photo as soon as I saw it, and I decided to actually use it in my layout yesterday. And my layout is a photo of my sister and my daughter. My daughter stayed with her for 6 months last year. When did she go? In December last year, and she stayed there until July this year. And they really bonded, and they are so similar, it's not even funny. So I used this photo of them. I usually have very bad luck when I do layouts. For instance, my glue rolled out of its box and landed on the photo while I was working, so they each had a glue dot on their face, so I needed to reprint. That's the chaos that happens. So, where do I begin? Oh yes, C.S.I also has a free downloadable. So there's a girl called Michelle Singh who designs for them, and so this week I loved the lace paper, this paper here with a lace, can you see? And then this paper here looked like a piece of fabric, this blue. What I did to the blue, I added some dimensional 3D molding paste with this damask stencil mask, and then I inked it and I misted it. You can see I did a little bit of misting, but I forgot that inkjet printers are not waterproof, so it lifted some of the color. You can see. Anyway, it adds to the interest. And then besides that, these flowers are also from there. For instance, let me see where I've got that. I think I have it here. You see, it says C.S.I, coordinates, case file 92, and these are some of the elements that you can cut out and use. And I printed it off twice because I knew that those flowers weren't enough, those little pieces. Even though I didn't use them all, I'd taken it with me to the crop, so I wanted to have some things. And often I go back to these little bits and pieces and use them. If you have a laser printer, it's better because then it would be waterproof, so you could put over, you know, some glossy accents or something and it wouldn't run. So those are the flowers. This was a white little flower from Prima. This little flower is one that I made myself. It's made out of this paper molding paste, and you just roll it out, and I stamped it with a stamp and then cut around it very carefully. You had to use some bling, or you know, some sparkle, some gems. This is a little flower that I made myself out of little pearl beads. A dangle was one of the things you could use, or a cabochon, or charms. So I usually try and use quite a lot of the stuff that they, you know, suggest. I've got some lace over there. I've got a velvet ribbon which is really nice. I used to use ribbons in my layouts when I first started scrapbooking, when I never had a lot of things, because ribbon is easy accessible. And since my stock or my stash has grown, I seem to forget the ribbons, and I really like them on a page. Don't know if you recognize this paper. It's Primo. It's Everyday Vintage. And I bought this about 2 weeks ago, and I decided I'm not going to stash it, I'm going to use it. And I had cut this out because I want to use it on a project I'm planning. So I cut it out and I've just put it in a little pile with the stuff I want to use for that project. So my paper had a hole in it. Can you see? And that there is the one that I printed, but because I'd wetted and everything, it was curling up, so I just added this cardstock to reinforce it a little bit. So that's that. That over there, don't know if you can see that. That is stuff I got from the hardware shop. It's like reinforcing. It's slightly sticky, but I just added a bit of glue. This is dirty now because it actually fell down, so it picked up whatever was on the floor. But I just wanted to show you. And then this paper and that paper is from Melissa Francis C.S.I papers. Okay, it's actually almost finished. I've used all the pinks. Oh, and then one of the prompts was also to use book paper or hearts. And that's a library card that's stuck between two layers. That was on the journaling prompts. And that there is a little lace flower. So that's the layout, girls. I didn't use a sketch this time. I often like to use a sketch as well. There's lots of blog challenges out there that have sketches, so often I combine it, but yesterday I wasn't in the mood to decide what I wanted. And I think it's very important that we journal on our pages, because when you look at these pages in 10 years time, you won't remember where it was. You might remember some, you might not remember others. I always say I scrapbook for the day I get Alzheimer's, so that I can just read the stuff. So I've written Val and Raffaella in some mall, Winter 13, South Africa. And because I liked the things and it said the scene and case file, I thought I'll make it look like a police report. So I've just said that they're heart thieves. They love shopping, they love jewelry, so I thought that was a nice title. And it was just for fun. Okay, girls, I'm going to log off so that this video doesn't get too long, and then I'll make another little video showing you my Tilda box. Okay.